built this portfolio of mine, and today I thought of deploying it to AWS. So basically we are going to be creating an EC2 instance and hosting this application here. So it's just a simple portfolio with a simple backend, just having some basic information about myself. That's my name, my school, and some information about my previous experience as a developer. So to get started, we just need to start by creating an EC2 instance. So you can go to instances and you click on launch instance. Okay, yeah, this EC2, right? This EC2. So we are going to be launching an EC2 instance. So for this, I'll just call it portfolio. Here we are going to be having Ubuntu. You can choose Mac OS, Windows, Red Hat, Debian if you want, but for this course or for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Ubuntu. Yeah, Ubuntu server, architecture 64 bits, and the username Ubuntu. Okay, so I'm on a free tier. So if you just created your account and your account is less than a year, you have the possibility to have access to the free tier, and here it should be t3.micro. So this one's fine. It means that they will not charge me anything for using this resource. The key pair login, I can pass it for now, but it's just to improve on your security when configuring your account. So, and you can add it at any moment, right? Okay, so these are some of the network settings, and I'm going to here allow SSH traffic from anywhere. Okay, and then I have this storage configuration. Okay, once this is set, I think I'm good to go. I'll just click on launch instance. Okay, they say select a key pair or create a key pair. I'll just say proceed without a key pair, so I'll go with launch instance. So my instance is launching, so you're going to be waiting. Let's just be patient. So now the instance is done. So if you go to instances, you are going to be seeing I should be having an instance running. Let me just refresh. Okay, it's loading instances. So this is my instance. You can see that my instance is running. So in order to select this instance and maybe check or connect to it, I'm going to select it here, right? I'm going to select this instance here and then click on connect. Click on connect. Okay, this is my public IP address. It means that I can use this IP address to access this. So, or I can just click here. Let me just copy it before I close this page. So I will still connect. It's going to open another page with a terminal. That means a place where I can actually interact with my EC2 or my server. So it's loading. While it's loading, another way to access this is by using your local terminal or your local command line interface. Okay, it has opened. So if you try to just clear, right, and then let me try to increase so that we should all see, and then maybe say ls, you see that it's empty, there is nothing inside. So the first thing you do here is always to put the system, like to update the system. That's using sudo apt update and upgrade. So and apt yeah, okay, it's better to just go with sudo again, sudo apt upgrade. create y to say yes. So this is going to update your EC2 instance and then put all the packages that are supposed to be used by this instance up to date. So it fetched 32 megabytes in 6 seconds, and it's installing. So we are just going to be waiting till it gets done. Okay, you can notice that the update is done. Now what we are going to be doing is installing Python, Python virtual environment and Git on this system in order to be able to use it as local machine in order to deploy our application. In fact, our Django application, we need Python. So these are the commands you are going to be using. So you go with sudo apt install Python. Oh, it's Python with T first. Python 3 pip. We are going to be going with Python 3 venv, that's for the virtual environment, and there's a special library I want to add, that's lib pqdev and git. Okay, so these are the packages that I want to be using in order to deploy this application and then create my virtual environment and all the others. So while this thing is installing, when it's going to get done, I'm going to try Git in order to check that Git has successfully been installed on this computer online. So let me just clear everything once more and then Git, just to check that Git has been installed. Here we can see Git is installed. So now we need to pull this code running here. That's if you go to VS Code, we need to pull this code from GitHub while being inside the EC2 instance. That is, you are going to be doing something like git clone, right? And then http something portfolio at the end. So right now this application is not yet on GitHub. I will first go to my GitHub account and create a repository for this. So I'm going to go with GitHub. So this is my account. I'll just go to repositories directly, and I need to sign up first. So that's me. I'm signing in. So now I'm going to repositories, new. So I want to create a new repository. So this will be portfolio Django. Okay, so description is public. Yes, everyone can access to it, and that's it. So just create a repository, everything is fine. Now I'll be following the steps. So you just go with git init, you type it here at the level of your repository, just here. So you go with git init, and you initialize the repository, then you git add everything that's here. You git add everything, the requirements. You'll be using this requirement, the manage.py, the database. Uploading the database is not always a good practice, but for this tutorial I want to use the SQLite database as default database while being on the local server on AWS, that's on the EC2 instance. So I'll just git add everything. I'm not seeing anything that I want to omit, so I'll just add everything. Oh, I added the virtual environment. That's bad. I added this virtual environment. That's very bad. So I would like to remove it. I would really like to remove it. So I'll create a folder called git ignore. That's .git ignore, like this. And then I'll just enter the name of this folder that I want to ignore. So this env. So you see it has been blurred, right? It has been blurred. It means that it's not more part of the files you want to add to Git. That's why I don't want it to be added here as I'm seeing here. So I'll just clear this and then go again and then git add. Okay. I have here static. Okay, it has been added. Device that one. So if I can check, I'll just go with git status and then see what has been added. You see the static and the lot of statics. Okay, and then the templates index.html has been added too. Okay, now we will go to the next step. We go to git commit, first commit. So that's our first commit for this. Git commit, first commit. Next we go with git branch -m main. Git branch -m main. Nice. Now we say git add origin this. Now we add the origin like this, and then we push to this repository. So we are now pushing this code to GitHub. So let it get done. Okay, we are good to go. So if I just come here and refresh this page, you see that my code has been added here. So you see core, portfolio, static access. But if you check, my virtual environment is not here. That end folder, this end folder has disappeared. This is just because I added it to the .git ignore. So if you that git you ignore this folder. Now I will just go ahead and clone this repository on my instance, right? I will clone this repository from there. I'll go back to EC2 and here I'll say git clone and then run it. So it is cloning. The cloning is done. So if now I type ls, I'm going to see portfolio Django, and if I enter inside like this folder ls, you'll see we have core and all the others. Now inside this folder I would like to create a virtual environment. To create a virtual environment is just pretty simple. You just go with the command python tv, since it's python tv we are using, -m then the name of your virtual environment. I'll just keep env for this. So the virtual environment is in process. It's been created. It has been created. Now if I ls, you see that you have env here. It has been created successfully. Now I'm going to activate this virtual environment. To do that, it's very simple. You just go with source, right? Activate. No, let's say C here. Source activate. No, source env bin first, then activate. Okay, you see this env here. It means the virtual environment is activated and we can use it. So the first thing we want to do is to install our requirement. To do that, you go with pip install pip install -r requirement.txt to install the requirement. So we have Django, we have SQL Pass and all the others. Okay, everything has been installed successfully. Now we want to run this application in order to make sure everything is working well. So the virtual environment is activated. I'll just go with python manage.py run server. Okay, so the application is running. We can see it from here, but it is using the Django's local server. For example, if I copy this IP address and then I just paste it on any web browser like Chrome that I'm using now, it's not going to display anything. Let me even try to map it to port 8000, because by default all Django applications always run on port 8000. So you see there is nothing to display. There is nothing to display here. What we are doing now, we need to make sure this application that's running on this EC2 instance is being served on our public IP address. But if you have a domain name, you can always try to cover this IP address with an actual domain name. But for now, for this tutorial, we will just be using the public IP address. You just come back here and then you go to security. You come to security, right? You come to security and then you go to security groups. So you click on this link to come to security leads, security roles, security roles, and then now security groups, and then you click on edit inbound rules. Here you just add a rule, you leave it as custom TCP, don't touch it, and here instead of 0 we have 8000. Here you leave it as custom, we don't touch it, or you can just put it to anywhere IPv4. Yes, and yeah, here you just have 0, 0, 0, 0 like this, and then that's all. So you just come and save the rules, right? You save this rule, and there is something we need to do too. Here we are going to be launching our application on port 0.0.0. That's the general port. Whenever you launch your application on this port, it's going to make sure that if any, like from your IP address, all the requests are going to be mapped to that particular IP address on where you are running, on where we will be running our application. For example, instead of just typing the python manage.py run server, I will just add 0.0.0.0.8000. This 0.0.0 just means that any request that's coming from any port should be directed to this address. So it's just a general way of saying that I'm receiving everything that's coming from port 8000, right? No matter what is behind here, I'm taking everything. This is what it's saying. So I'll run this application again, and now I'm going to go back to this server, and I'm already running on port 8000, but now I'm going to check and make sure that this thing is not running on HTTPS, but it should be running on HTTP like this. So now I'm going to enter this, and the Django application is working. You see, disallowed hosts at invalid header 16.14. All this. Okay, we need to add this to our allowed host. So we just go back to, maybe there are two ways of doing this. There are two ways of doing this. You can actually just go back on this EC2 instance, right? You see I have some errors on my server. You just stop the server, you clear, you ls, and then it should be inside core. The configuration should be inside core. Yeah, the settings should be inside core. So I'll just say cd core ls. Okay, I have here migration. Okay, it's not here. I'll just go back, and then cd port f ls. Okay, it's inside the settings.py. So you just say nano settings.py. It's going to open. Now here you look for the allowed host. These are the allowed hosts. Here I'm going to add everything. So I'm going to put star like this, right? This star means everything. So we are taking everything. So I'm going to save this. You press Ctrl O and Ctrl S, then you press Ctrl X to move out. Then now you run your server. So I'll just clear this, yeah, and then I'll run the server on that 0 port 0000. So that's python manage.py run server. So I'll still run it here, then go back to my application and then try it again. Okay, so you can see the application is running perfectly well. So now I'm on the public IP address mapping to port 8000, and then I have exactly what I have on the other side. So this is basically how to host your application. I think I also have an admin. Let me check. Okay, so there's an admin user. You can also go ahead and create a super user for this. So let me just create a super user. So you have python manage.py, create super user. Then now we can leave it as Ubuntu, and then the email, let's just put admin @gmail.com. .com. Okay, password. Okay, so my superuser has been created. What I'll launch the server again, and the email was okay. Here you're using the username, that's Ubuntu, and then the password, that's it. Okay, I was able to log in. So as I told you, there is not much applications. So this is homes. You can just edit some text. For example, this golden brain YouTube, I'll just edit this to golden brain tech like this. Backend engineer, software with T, software developer pro. And then when I save this, it has been saved. Okay, I'll come back on the website, that's the landing page, and then you show then you see the difference. Okay, you see golden brain tech YouTube, I added this tech on it, and then even this software developer pro, you'll see it here. So basically this is how you have to successfully deploy your application on AWS. Like, comment and share with friends or particular people that you know may need this tutorial. See you next time. Ciao.